Bibelou when he said Jesus is nothing compared to the evil guy, because evil's ruthless and blah, blah, blah. And a statement like that from a human being in that position, in my opinion, is the most coward statement you can ever make as a human. Because you're cowardly to not praise love, inspiration, and not believe that you can conquer all with the power of love and light. I've seen it with my own two eyes. People that are drug addicts, people that have murdered, people that would kill, people that would hate, people that were Satanists have been saved through finding God, the love of Jesus. And to say that statement because you don't have that courage. It is so easy to be evil. It is so easy to complain. It is so easy to be violent. It is so easy to criticize. It is so easy to claim you're a victim over and over again. A real man with real godly strength and power knows that the power of love, the power of God, the power of Jesus can heal all, inspire all, and conquer all. And the fact that any human being in power, people in our so-called leaders, they never preach love and God. Never hear it. Never hear real love, God inspiring stories. They preach war. They preach hate. They preach judgment. They preach bombing. Why we gotta bomb. They try to convince you why we have to murder people we've never met, we've never talked to, we know nothing about except for what they want to show us. To me, that's pure demonic evil, and it's coward. You're a coward. That was a horribly coward statement from a man that runs an entire country. And anyone that backs that statement it's cowardly. You don't have the power within you to stop for the amount of money and power you use because you want another country, you want to bomb people, you want to defend yourself or claim that you're a victim. You can use all that and start spreading love, wisdom, God, community, feeding people, cleaning the air, cleaning the water. So that was very, very telling to see how these people run this world and who runs this world and why they run the world and what their true intentions are. And I'll tell you this, the more God is put out there, I know for a fact, the light of God, the light of Jesus' love will outshine any dark that's ever existed. And what it does, it's like what it did with that human being, puts you right in the light. It just exposed you and anyone that thinks the way you do. Star Wars really, George Lucas really crushed it. It's like we are living it when it comes to good and evil. And it's, again, you have to stop saying our government, our country. Listen, as humans, we have the ability to be the Jedis. But the Dark Empire has put all his Siths to control these sectors of all potential Jedis. And the one monster who just literally said, Jesus has no power. Like, He's basically calling out his evil empire and his followers. And that was such a powerful statement, such a coward statement. Spineless. Because these sifts that control the state, that control a nation, they are nothing when the good rises. And as much as people live in fear, I think everyone feels the good inside us all is becoming fearless, and it's rising. And all the things that we held so dear, but it's our leaders. No, they're not. You're your own leader. You are your own leader. But it's our government. Government's a word made up to control your mind.
You brought this up to me. Politicians are literally actors.
Politicians are just actors. They're just placed to put a facade. Hey, I'm here to help you. Have they ever helped us? They bring us to war. They constantly point fingers. They constantly criticize. They constantly put down other people. They constantly put in laws. How can you put in law if you're a criminal? How many criminals get away with things because of the word government and government officials? In time, the God in us all, that light is getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And it's not violent. It's just, you know what? You guys all over-welcomed your stay. And you've proven that your leadership has not led to love and peace and inspiration. I watch little communities get built over and over and over again. Across our whole country, little communities get built everywhere. People can build communities. People can build one another. People can build what we'll call a church, a community to look after one another. They've overwhelmed their stay, and they've brought nothing but chaos, enslavement, taking your money, sending your child to go fight for something we don't even know. It's just what they told us. I think their time is up. And I think everyone around the world feels it. Until they start offering beauty, peace, love, God, Jesus, the love of Jesus, I don't have much use for them. My wife surprised me on this trip, and she's been around for a week. That you admire us together. You admire her. Well,
no, that plays into it because he's kind of caught.
She found Jesus.
You can't put down, play up. I don't know. It's not right.
I love to make up a story or whatever, but that's her base. So, and you said something interesting too, which goes even back to before, where you have our leaders that want war, and we need more enemies, and we need more money, we need more power. I mean, everyone's bad. These are our, quote, leaders. Let me ask you this. Would you marry someone that was into that? Would you be best friends with someone that was like that? Would you allow someone like that in your home? Would you want to be known and work for people like that? Where you said, shh, the two of us give you hope that you can be that way and be in a relationship like that. Now, can you imagine if any politician, the president, vice president, governor, senator, congressman, state representative did any of that, how many people would love to be like them? So, yeah, that comes from, you said she does make me a better person. She makes me a better person because I get caught up in the noise. I'm like, God dang, you son of a, can't believe. And it's interesting because I even said it in the book I wrote, and it's the first Funny How God Works was me challenging the devil. My Funny How God Works story, the Vegas, is me challenging the devil. And Dee said, you don't give him credit for nothing.
Hey.
If anything, that was God challenging you.
Have a great day.
If this were to disappear, all these pages you wrote, do you have the discipline to continue on? And so I'll sit there, and this morning we had a big talk. She's like, I don't like when you say this and talk about it, and you like to point at your face distorts. And I'm like, well, I think people need to see it in their face. They need to see pure evil in their face and what is going on before they can react and turn to the good or stop this. And she goes, but you're giving the devil too much credit. Stop talking about them. She goes, everyone's like, hey, you see this, and I can't believe this is going on, which is true. And I said that too, like, stop with the complaint. Oh, you used to the lines. We got to, well, what are we doing now? What do? We sit and complain? That's doing nothing. She said, turn it more on the light and praising the good, so more of us will want to do that. And then this will just be eliminated. One day, maybe that pilot who's paid for whatever he's paid for or thinks he needs that paycheck to keep his life going will go, I'm tired of spraying this stuff in the air. I can't believe how many people I affected. Maybe one day with the love of God and someone finds themselves and maybe that person will go, you know what? I'm not taking money from another country just so I can support them when they want to bomb people. I'm done with it. I can't live like that anymore. So again, that goes back to Jesus is way more powerful than the dark. Because all it takes is that one person to find God and go, I can't be president. It's not even president. I'm leading, I'm really just covering for this oil company and for these corporations. And I'm a businessman that doesn't care about humanity. I just care about the business. But now God is not about business. He's about humanity. I'm here to serve. I'm here to enlighten. None of these leaders are here to serve. None of them are here to enlighten because they don't have God. So it's either God or Satan. Which team are you hitting? You're either God or Satan. And it's pretty clear Satan clearly says what he says. And you can believe it in our nation and freedom or whatever little slogan they sell us on to sell you to go, yeah, let's bomb people. Let's hate them. They're no good and these people need to die. You're in Team Satan. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't hide it or deny it any other way. You're still on a team. You still wear the jacket on you. Well, my team says we need to go and kill them. No. So I'm glad that you feel better. And all this is because Dee came and she's enlightened us all. She wants to make sure everyone's okay and constantly. So, cool. I'm glad you, you said something like, I hope I have a marriage like that one day.
I did.
We've been on quite the journey. And again, back to the coward statement. It's very easy to be, we can play victim Oh God, she's had cancer over and over and over again, and she was pronounced that she was going to die, and blah blah blah. We can play victim with a lot of things. My dad, we had no money growing up. You can play victim all you want. It's easy. That's coward stuff. Tighten up, be a man, find God, find discipline, and walk towards the light and build yourself up so you can build up the community around you and become a real leader when people looking up to you on how you deal with real life situations rather than take the coward act and be violent and hateful and look at the others in disgust when you know nothing about the situation. So yeah, that's an example of having that around you.
Even
Surround yourself with that.